In this video, I'm going to share with you all of the work that my second grader completed during the 2017-2018 homeschool year. Hi, I'm Michelle and this is A Common Life, and today I'm going to share with you all of the curriculum and resources and workbooks that my second grader did during this past school year. Now you may know that we homeschool our children year-round, so some of these things will be completed during the summer, but I just wanted to give you a little peek as the school year is ending. I've explained this in several other videos, but just a quick recap. We joined a co-op in the fall and it just really didn't work out well for us. So some of the things that we did in the fall were dropped off. Basically by December we were already done with them. And so we had to switch things up and add some different curriculums, partway through the year, which everything worked out perfectly fine, but there are a few things that we still need to finish up over the summer. So I will go ahead and share those with you. And on top of that, we used Bookshark Reading with History Level 1 and Bookshark Science this year. It was graciously given to us by Bookshark for my review. I have done reviews on both of those curriculums, so I will have the links for you down in the description box below. So I'm not going to really go into any of those books or resources in this video. You can look at that in the other videos. These are just the things that we did in our homeschool that was separate from our history and from our science. Let me first begin with some of the main curriculum that we used during this school year. Now, let me get it from underneath the bottom here. This is what we started with. We were using Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons last year. Now, I have made several videos, but my second grader is a very reluctant reader, and we found out this year that that is because he has dyslexia. So that explained a lot for us as to why reading was just so incredibly difficult for him. So while we did finish up Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, at the beginning of the year, probably like October or so, we found that it just didn't have the same effect on him that it did on my other son. And so that was a little confusing at the time because I didn't really know what to do. And so we finished up this book and kind of moved on. And I kept reinforcing reading and using lots of different readers, and we did some phonics games and things like that. We used flashcards, just all kinds of different things to try to figure out why he was struggling with reading so much. So I had this book, Phonics Pathways. I had bought this, I think, when my 12-year-old was maybe 6 years old. I had bought this book, and I had never even used it. So I went through this book. As you can see, I labeled just about every single thing in this book, and we have been going through this book, and it has made a world of difference. Phonics Pathways actually has a section in here. I'm not exactly sure where, but there is an entire section all about dyslexia. So here's the section that is all about dyslexia, and I think this was just so helpful for me to be able to find this in this book and read all about it and better understand it. And so there's different sections here where we kind of go over different things every single day. There are some nonsense words that are really helpful to see if they really do grasp the different phonics sounds. And then there's all different parts. I mean, they go through the endings, long vowel sounds, just all different kinds of things throughout this entire book. And it is basically memorized through repetition, which has just really worked so well for my son. So this has been a huge help for us. I need to do a review on this. So subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed, and I will do a review of this book because it is really, really great. In addition to adding Phonics Pathways, I actually went ahead and ripped out a ton of these worksheet pages from a second grade workbook, just to make sure that he was, so here's some of the ones he did recently, just to make sure that he was really understanding the different concepts. So here's the short vowel sounds, and this is all A. And so I just went over this with him just to make sure that he totally understands everything. And thankfully the book had a ton of pages, so he's been able to complete, I think almost all of these are completed. There may just be a few that I kind of skipped over because we didn't need them. But this has been really good. It was just something that I had in the house. I didn't buy anything new, but we have all these different pages and just to kind of reinforce what he was learning. This binder is his Bookshark binder, so everything in here is basically the things that we have done with Bookshark this year. Like I said, I'm not going to really go into this right now, but there's a bunch of different worksheets and things like that that he has in this book. And then one of the things that we used this year that we've never used before is the Lazy Liturgical. I did a review on this. I have a video, I'll link to it up above if you want to check it out. We did not use any type of set Bible curriculum or anything like that this year. So basically what we did was read the Bible stories. He loves the Wonder Book of Bible Stories. Is that right? I think, maybe. He loves that, and we will play it for him at bedtime. So he has heard the Bible from Genesis through Revelation. I cannot even tell you how many times. I mean, he can just recite these stories by heart. So he has been listening to the Bible all the time. And then we've just used this for different days throughout the year. Like it'll just, well, I guess not these because these are from the summer, but like in the fall, there's like St. Luke here, and then they'll have a little activity that you can do with your family. Sometimes there's a little prayer or something like that. So anyway, we found this to be just a really helpful extra resource to do with the entire family. So that was kind of like our Bible religion curriculum. It wasn't really a curriculum. I have purchased curriculum for the next school year that looks amazing. And I'm going to be sharing that in some videos really soon. Now let me very quickly just share with you two of his favorite books that he picked out from this past school year. So The Adventures of Flat Stanley is a reading book, a reader book. And this is one that he has been reading through all on his own. Like I said, he was really struggling. And so he is able to read this, but some of the words are still difficult, like bulletin board. Like there are certain words in here that he really does still struggle with, but this has been one of his favorites. And then from our Book Shark Reading with History, Mr. Popper's Penguins was one of his favorite books. He really loved this book, and we had actually already read it previously, and so maybe for him it was fun because he recognized the story and could remember some of the details still, but he loved Mr. Popper's Penguins. He said this was his favorite. Let's go ahead and take a look into his bin. In our homeschool classroom, every child has their own bin, and so this basically has all of his schoolwork that he uses on a daily basis. So first of all, we have the Daily Learning Notebook from Confessions of a Homeschooler. She has a great website. Definitely go check it out. And so we would just fill this out every single day, and I have it on a in a page protector, so he could just erase it. And so then you can see here in January, he kind of filled out all of the dates and the weather and all of that. And then at the back of this little packet, I have a lot of different pages of handwriting worksheets, but they all contain his full name and also like our address and our phone number and things I wanted him to memorize. So I'm not going to share any of that here on YouTube, but that's what we basically used it for, to do the date, the day of the week, numbers, weather, and then lots of handwriting. So speaking of handwriting, this was the main thing that he used this year for handwriting, and he did complete this entire book. Let me scoot that out of the way. So I'm not sure how many pages it is, 50 or something like that. So it starts off at the beginning, and this is a grade 1 book. It says it on the cover. He really struggles with handwriting. He really struggles sometimes with just sitting still to do the handwriting. He likes to be standing up. So anyway, so he started here. This is just like line strokes and things like that. And then different letters and numbers. And we like to put little stamps or stickers on the ones that he feels he has done the best. And then I'll skip ahead. Then it moves on to words. Oh, he skipped a page. So you can see here how much his handwriting has improved from the beginning of this book till now. And then let me scoot forward all the way to the end. And then here is just a page where I had him practice some of the letters that he doesn't do as well. So some of these are a struggle for him, so we just work on those. But he was able to finish up this entire book. I'm going to keep working with him on handwriting over the summer because it is just not an area that he is very proficient. He struggles and he really rushes, which is part of his problem. So we're going to keep on working with the handwriting over the summer, and then starting in the next school year, he's going to be doing cursive. And honestly, I think he's going to like that better. So we will find out. Next is his spelling book. Now, I already did a review on Spectrum Spelling, so I'll have that link too up above for you to check out. And he actually did enjoy this book. Oh, you can see here, there is a 100% peeking out at the top. So he did very well. The funny thing is that he does much better with spelling than he does with reading. I guess those are actually two separate parts of the brain, and so he is good at spelling. So here's just a peek at one of the lessons. And overall, he did enjoy this book, but we are not completely, oops, that's the answer key. We are not completely done with this yet. We've got several more lessons to go at the end, so we're going to keep working on that over the summer. Next is his Spectrum Writing book. I've never used this curriculum before, or workbook before. It's not really a curriculum. And this worked pretty well, but because he struggles so much with reading and handwriting, it was a bit of a stretch for him. So he could do the first part pretty well here, you can see. But then it gets a little bit more difficult. Let me skip ahead a bit. Let me see here. Oh, I let him skip over this section. Hold on. So it does get a little bit more difficult. So here I actually helped him kind of plan out what he was going to write, and then I had him write it. He did this by himself. I sat with him just to kind of keep him on track and make sure he was following along with his outline, but he did that all on his own. And this book is not completely done yet. We've still got a bunch of lessons at the back that we need to finish. So that's it. But yeah, we're going to finish this book over the summer. And this is his journal that he made. He designed this. There's all different types of like washi tape and stickers from the Dollar Tree. I'm not going to actually show you inside of this because every single page has his full name. So let me kind of zoom in and give you a sneak peek at something that he's done in here. So here's a page from the beginning of the book. I'm just covering up our last name. So what he would do is he would draw a picture at the top, write his full name, write the full date, and then he would write a sentence. So I want to see it's supposed to say everything at the zoo, and his Z is backwards, but that's okay. He's trying his best. So that's the kind of things that we would do within this book, and they really enjoyed that. Now this last book, Reading 2, we have hardly done any of this. We are planning on doing this over the summer. So you can see all of the skills that it goes over, like alphabetical order, blends, long, short vowels, vocabulary, reading comprehension, noun, just all kinds of different things that he needs to know before he gets to 3rd grade. So we're going to be doing this book over the summer. So this is basically where he keeps all of his books. So at this point, I'm just going to put in those few books that we're going to be doing for the summer back into his bin. Now the last thing that I want to show you is this bin where I've been collecting all of his work from throughout the year. A lot of the things in this bin are actually from the co-op in the fall. So there's a lot of different art projects and nature study things and science and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a peek. So here are some owls that he drew. This had to do with our book shark, and he was really proud of these, so I put them in the bin. I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, this is from his history class. And here, this is a really, really big drawing from his art class, and I don't think I can get the entire thing into the frame. And here's something from his science class. This is from the class that I taught, which was American Folktales. This is from his science class, Parts of the Plant. And then also here is a leaf tracing that he did also for that class. Here is identifying the parts of the plant. A coloring page from his religion class. Here's a drawing that he worked on. More from his religion class. This is phototropism, which is obviously from the science class. And there's just a lot of stuff in here. This is from his art class. I'm pretty sure that this is just a drawing that he did during one of his classes, probably when he was having a hard time focusing. Another one of his drawings. This is from his science class, Georgia O'Keeffe drawing. So that was just a look at all of the curriculum that we have been using throughout this year, and I realized that I forgot to mention his math curriculum. We used Singapore Math 2A and 2B this year, but he finished that up pretty early in the year, and so we started using CTC Math online, and he is now about maybe like a third of the way done through 3rd grade math, and he really enjoys that. So this is just everything that he worked on this year. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And make sure you check out all the videos that I've linked to down in the description box for you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.